before this mission even begins, we come across multiple inaccuracies just within the dialogue.
From the resistance about a German train carrying V2 rockets.
V2 rockets were never carried by Panzerzeugs. They'd be carried by trains, but never Panzerzeugs. This is literally just big army train must carry big rocket weapons. We're then shown a picture of the Panzerzeug, and if you've ever seen one, you realize that it is designed incorrectly. Panzerzeugs were never led with the engine like this. They would always be in the middle. This was done as protection against mines, because if the engine was the lead car and it hits a mine, it would disable the entire train. The next inaccuracies are that the V2 rockets were not being used in combat yet, as Hitler wouldn't give the order allowing the use of the rocket until August 29th, 9 days after this mission. And even after that, the first V2 rocket wouldn't be fired until September 8th, which is 19 days after this mission. The next inaccuracy is that a Panzerzeug shouldn't even be in Normandy at this time. All Panzerzeugs were out of Normandy by this time, and if they were still there, they would be abandoned. On top of that, the model is said to be the Panzerzeug 61, which was destroyed on the Eastern Front around June or July 1944, a whole month before this mission. The next inaccuracy is just a silly one.
For an attack on Paris.
German forces still occupy Paris at this time in real life, so even if they were to use a V2 rocket at this time, it would be absolutely ridiculous to do so. They would be bombing their own forces in a key city that they're still fighting for. There is literally no reason for them to be getting ready to strike Paris with a V2 rocket at this time. At all. We haven't even left the cutscene yet, but here we come across the next inaccuracies. Starting off, S.O.E agents typically didn't wear British uniforms, and would be wearing civilian clothing instead to blend in with locals, as that was their job. Crowley is wearing a pattern 37 tunic, which was the standard issue for the British Army during World War II. It even shows buttons on the outside of the breast pockets, which was only featured on privately purchased uniforms, like those for majors and captains. This is a cool little detail because Crowley is a major, so his uniform should have these buttons. He just shouldn't have this uniform on though because he's deployed on the front line, so it doesn't make sense for him to be wearing it. We see more uniform inaccuracies as Daniels, Zussman, and Pearson are all wearing M43s, which were not the standard issue until December 1944. The last inaccuracy here is that regular American infantry wouldn't be working with S.O.E like this. We're a part of the 1st Infantry Division, and there is no record of the 1st Infantry Division working with the S.O.E at any point in time during the war. It would be American Special Forces units, not just some random squad. Unfortunately, they didn't do so good on the uniforms for the Germans though. They somehow messed up so bad when this should be the easiest stuff to research. It literally takes a single Google search and maybe looking at a couple pictures to fix these mistakes. Starting off, the color of these uniforms never existed as a color for the German tunics at any point in time during the war. They had plenty of examples to model them after, but they still decided to make something completely up instead. You also see a lot of them wearing overcoats, which wouldn't typically be seen until late September or early October, whenever the weather would be colder. The field cap itself though is inaccurate, as it's designed wrong. It's given to normal hair soldiers, when it's clearly shown to have the eagle on the side, which was only present on SS field caps, not hair ones.